Hi everyone. In this video, I will be talking about Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. I will talk about its symptoms, how it happens, and general information about this genetic disease. Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy, or LHON, affects the retinal ganglion cells, which is a type of neuron in the retina that takes the visual information and sends it to the brain and the nervous system. Within the retinal ganglion cells, the mitochondria is the organelle that is affected. So, what does the mitochondria do? The mitochondria provides energy for the other organelles in a eukaryotic cell using ATP, which converts glucose into a form of energy that cells can use. It can also do apoptosis, which is when the mitochondria eliminates unwanted cells that don't function properly. You might wonder how the mitochondria is affected by this disease. Well, LHON is maternally inherited, which means only the mother that carries this mutation can pass it down to their biological child. So the mutations are carried into the mitochondrial DNA and will result in malfunctioning proteins, which leads to decreased ATP production. So this is what contributes to a decrease of cells and apoptosis in the optic nerve area. Without the necessary energy the retinal ganglion cells need in the optic nerve, it begins to deteriorate and thus leads to LHON. The specific proteins that are affected by Leber's disease are inside respiratory complex 1, which is the first component of the mitochondrial respiratory chain. Subunits of complex 1 are ND1, ND4, and ND6. These proteins are crucial for ATP production and electron transport. These affected proteins will make the retinal ganglion cells weaken, causing LHON. So the genes that are associated with this disease are MTND1, MTND4, and MTND6. These genes encode the proteins I stated earlier, and more than 90% of cases of LHON are caused by these three mutations. Okay, the symptoms of this disease are vision loss, which starts off in one eye and later affects the other eye in a couple weeks, scotoma, which is a blind spot in your vision, light sensitivity, and a color vision deficiency, which is usually protanopia, the inability to see shades of red. What is the life expectancy of someone with LHON? The life expectancy of someone with LHON is the average lifespan of a normal person, and it's been shown that a high percentage of people who have this genetic disease don't even feel its symptoms. What is the treatment for Leber's disease? Well, there's no definitive cure, but there are treatments like antioxidants and gene therapy. Idebenone is a treatment used for patients with this genetic disease and will only somewhat improve visual acuity. Coenzyme Q10 is for a variety of conditions and diseases, but has been used for LHON. This can also improve your vision. It's also good to avoid neurotoxins like alcohol and tobacco. So, in general, Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy is a genetic disease that affects the mitochondrial ATP production and mutates the genes in the mtDNA. It causes central vision loss, blind spots, color vision, and light sensitivity due to its optic nerve deterioration. It is also maternally inherited, which means only your mother could pass it down, and it most commonly affects males in their teens to 20s. It usually starts off with one eye and then affects the other eye in a couple of weeks. There are treatments like idebenone or gene therapy that can help with your vision loss. Those who have a history of having Leber's disease in their family lineage may have a higher chance of getting it. And here are my sources.